Yo, what is up? This is Juno Beats, and in this video we're going to deconstruct how Lying by Lil Durk and Lil Baby was made in FL Studio. Okay, so credit where credit's due. This beat was made by a producer called ATL Jacob. Y'all should know him by now. Huge producer, makes a lot of great beats. Lastly, for those of you who are new to this channel, I always try to grade myself before I do these deconstructed so you know what to expect for accuracy purposes. For this one, I think we got pretty close, 95 overall on A. I'll take that. So, on to the intro. So for the main melody, I tried to layer a few sounds together just to give it more depth and try to get it as accurate as possible. I don't know the exact preset that ATL Jacob used, but I think we got pretty close. Okay, so to recreate this, I layered 4 sounds together, but they're all playing the same notes. First one is Purity using the Anna Poly preset. The next one is Serum using the SY Big Sleepy preset. Serum 1 using the LA Nada Moog. Serum SY Mini Feels. So individually they sound like this. Here are the notes for all of them pretty much. Here's what the Serum sounds like. Nada Moog. And lastly, the Serum SY Mini Feels. And again, all 4 of those together sound like this. Next in the intro, we have a piano coming in. It plays a lot of those deep keys, like with your left hand at the very end of the piano. For this plugin, we're using FL Keys. It should be a stock plugin in FL Studio. As far as effects go, we are boosting some of the lower mid frequencies, also adding just a little bit of delay. Okay, moving on to the next section. All right, before getting into the drums, the only thing that changes with the melody is this higher Purity preset comes out. Here's what that one sounds like by itself. And also for this one, we are just adding a filter to it so that it cuts out some of the lower and higher frequencies. Without the filter, it sounds like this. With that filter. So all the notes are the same, the piano notes are still playing, and now onto the drums. Altogether, the drums by themselves sound like this. We are using a clap from a Cymatics kit called the Magic Clap. Here's a pattern for that. We are layering that with a snare called the clip snare. You can find it pretty much in any trap drum kit. And together with the clap. Next, there is an accompanying snare coming in. We are using one from Cymatics called the Baby Snare F. All together with the clap and the snare. Okay, and there's a snare roll coming in. For this, we are using the 808 snare. This snare roll pretty much plays throughout the entire beat at the end of every 8 bars. And I'll also show you the panning because it goes from left to right here. For the hi-hats, it's a pretty simple pattern, using one from, I think it's BWB kit. Here's a pattern for that. And lastly, you have the 808 coming in. For this, we are using one from a Travis Scott kit called the 808 Stargazing. We tweaked the out knob just to make it a little bit shorter. And for that 808, not a lot of effects, just boosting some of the lower and the mid frequencies. Okay, and altogether the drums, melody, and the snare roll. So this next section, the drums pretty much repeat. You just have the higher pitched melody coming in again. I'll show you that transition. Here's just the melodies. And the last thing to cover is just there is a second 808 pattern that ATL Jacob used. We're using the same Stargazing 808, and here is that second pattern. And I think that's pretty much it. There is a break here, and then it goes back to blasting the 808 the entire time. Okay, I think that is it for this deconstructed, guys. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Hope you learned something. Like I said, pretty simple beat, but dude, this is one of the hardest on the album. So if you guys learned something, if you enjoyed this, please consider dropping a like and a sub, trying to grow the channel, and I do a lot of these deconstructeds as well. Until then, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video.